and welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. If you've lived in Montgomery or Central Alabama for any length of time, you know one of the backbones to this community is the military both at Gunner, at Maxwell, and even out at Danley Field, where the 187th Air Base Wing is stationed, and it's the headquarters. And we have with us today Colonel Randy Efferson. And Colonel Efferson, for a long time, we've heard some noise in the air, and that's been the F-16s.
Yes, sir. We've been flying F-16s out there for about 20 years.
And how old are those boys now, those F-16s? They're getting some age on them, aren't they?
They are, sir. Actually, we have the oldest jets in the U.S. Air Force inventory for F-16s, and most of them are 1986 and 1987 models. So.
But you maintain them well.
Boy, I tell you, we got the best team of experts. Unbelievable
Yes.
how they maintain those. For example, on our last combat deployment to Afghanistan, they flew 8,000 hours, and they didn't lose a single flight, or a sortie as we call it, due to a maintenance concern.
Isn't that something?
Every sortie was met, and that's never been done.
That is amazing.
Yes.
You wouldn't find that with a C-5.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, unless you've had your head under a rock in this area, and a lot of our viewers are older people, they're very concerned about the military, and of course, rightly so. We hear this new plane, the F-35, and we're a candidate for that, are we not?
Yes, sir, we are. The Air National Guard and the U.S. Air Force has cut it from 18 candidates down to 5.
Wow.
So we're one of those top 5, and we're going to have our site survey visit from the Air Force team at the end of May, so the 22nd to the 26th of May.
Well, it's this week. We need to have some. Some banners around town saying, "Welcome, welcome to the best."
Actually,
best of the best.
If you go down Highway 80, you'll see a big sign that says F-35, City of Montgomery, and join the legend.
Good.
You know,
good.
Let's talk about, our audience is hearing about this, the F-35, and they're hearing how hard we want to have it here. But I think what they would like to know is why. Why is it so important that we get this here? And we've got Senator Shelby, we've got Representative Sewell, we've got all of our congressional people working so hard to make this happen, and there's a reason for that, and nobody knows better than you.
Well, yes, ma'am. And first, I'd just like to shout out to the folks that you mentioned, in addition to all the leadership of the City of Montgomery. I can't think of a candidate state that's got a better support network than we do. And really, the F-16s we talked about, they're getting pretty old.
They're going to phase out.
They're in great shape. They've got good avionics, but they're older jets, and it's time to replace them. And the F-35 is the program of record for the next 50-plus years.
Wow.
So we got to get on that leading edge of this new technology so that we're viable for the future. And remember our heritage, our legacy. We're the only Tuskegee squadron that owns its own manned fighter aircraft. And we want to, it's important for the state of Alabama and really the whole United States that legacy continued in that original mission, which was manned fighter aircraft.
What would make the decision? Would it be the facility that you have there more than anything else?
Well, there's really several criteria. There's your ability to accomplish the mission first. Do we have the airspace and access to other assets so that we can go out and train properly so that we can report combat mission ready to the combatant commanders? Because really we're force providers. So that's first and foremost. And then they're looking at the cost, and along in that comes the facilities that we have, the support structure. Does the community want us here? Can we meet our recruiting goals? There's a lot of criteria, and they used all that to do the basic measurements to cut the 18 wings to 5.
I think there are so many things we don't stop and think about, but one of the ramifications of having that here always, it's the impact of being prepared to maintain our freedom first and foremost. We have to be prepared, we have to be updated. Everything is cyber, everything is so different. The fact that we have Maxwell, we have Gunner, so you have for all of the people that this would bring in, you have already hospital facilities there, you have a BX, you have the commissary, you have so many things that we have, plus we have the Altus trophy for being the best hometown in the Air Force. But the impact of this, other than militarily, I would really love for you to cover a little bit of that, because our audience can relate to that. Economically, this is a huge thing for us.
Yes, ma'am. We're responsible for about $100 million a year that goes into the local economy. That's with the 1,400 airmen that we have. And realize that, you know, Maxwell's an active duty Air Force base, as you mentioned. We're Air National Guard. That means that we're a traditional construct. So only 30% of our people are full-time like myself. The other 70% are part-time, means they come in for a drill weekend
You'll
each
turn
month.
weekend warriors.
That's right. That's right. But they're really an operational reserve for the active duty. So we go on more scheduled combat deployments. But back to your question, we live and work. We are the community.
Right.
And so if we're affected, it affects the community.
Is there anything, as we close this segment, anything our viewers can do to help in this effort?
Well, they can let everybody know that they love jet noise.
Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah.
Yes, sir. But really, like I said, we couldn't ask for better support from Senator Shelby and Senator Sessions, who's now Attorney General. Senator Strange is on board. Terry Sewell, Martha Roby, Mayor Strange,
Mike
the
Rogers,
River
everybody
region,
in the city.
Everybody.
That's great.
It's amazing.
Because the city understands the impact for us to continue to grow in a good direction.
Yes, ma'am.
With great people. You know how we'd like to have everybody in the military retire right here.
That's right.
I mean, wonderful people.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you do. And just remember this, the military is a very integral part of our community. Support them any way you can, and we'll be right back right after this.